no one knows us anymore. That's it. All right. Okay. Well, so for anyone who didn't hear, the name is Rents, and we've been like introducing ourselves basically, and you haven't heard us, and we had a good start, but Flo decided to say, screw this. Everybody's on mute. Well, not really. I think he didn't mean it on purpose. Yes, the name's Rents. Oh shit. I had to quiet someone up there. Yes, I'm Rens, 2010 and DTM champion. I've been a racing fan all my life, and yeah, as I said, my Dennis is here to join me.
Good evening again. Yeah, now it's working, I guess.
Yes, finally, I could actually hear. I can hear from the video that is responding. Actually, yeah, I have to. Can you carry on? I need to.
Okay.
Talk to Flo.
So we have Victory Bobo, who is the first out on track here. He's passed through the hairpin, which is also one of the greatest overtaking opportunities here at this track. Yeah, now we have a 30-minute qualifying session, so it's extended by 5 minutes. Yeah, let's see who will have the first fastest lap in here. Because everyone will the first one at the same time. But then, yeah, the later as usual one will stay in the pits in the next runs. Here we go now with Bobo starting his first lap of the qualifying session. Going to turn one, North Kurve. Taking a bit of curb in the exit. Heading straight towards entrance of Parabolica. Oh, I forgot. Over there. So you're going through Parabolica now. You should expect the first sector time coming up. It's a 23.7. Yeah, I think that's quite okay. Going through the hairpin. Hard on the accelerator. Going to this next right-hander. Now to the next left-hander, which will be almost the conclusion of the second sector. Let's see what Ibo was capable in terms of lap time. It's at 51.1.
Oh, so okay, now I'm back. I can't currently see the stream, so I think that was a solid lap time from what you've commentated. I gotta say, this is like I think an important home race for the start, just to get going. Obviously, everything can change over the season, as we know. But what can you do right now to like prepare for the race? Everybody could take like a qualifying or a race setup. What would you choose in this one?
That's a good question. As Shai now goes top, and Tinkoff goes the second. And yeah, that's a good question, to be honest. With both important, was a good starting position. Smortelli goes last. In the meantime, Parrish is first, Nella second. Clark goes fifth. Yeah. Sazanov in third. Is Kai Resnia. I think I completely botched the pronunciation, but yeah, he wasn't there for a long time. Here's Adam Wolf. He's going to be 16, and Bellanova will it to be 9. It's the first one done. And look at Harvey, it's 7 seconds off what happened to him. Oh, he was off. He spun off. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now I'm back. Oh, that was actually, I think that was just too much on the entry. Yeah, there you go, just too much throttle. He couldn't.
That's lost it on acceleration. Yeah.
That is an incredibly tricky corner, as we've seen. Like Sebastian Vettel famously lost it, but he went like obviously he just broke completely. But this was I think a little bit of a rookie mistake. He didn't expect the camber, the car just like straightened out, and that's what happens, I think, when you are a rookie in the series. But these cars actually are quite tough to get used to. I mean, if you're a touring car champion like Sazonov, you could
Also, Moratelli had a mistake and he was up on the bonus lap time at the time. But yeah, he just went right onto the gravel, and yeah, that's his first lap ruined.
look at that. Actually, he was still ahead of obviously the guy who made a mistake, but only like 1.2 seconds off. So he had a good first sector. He was gonna beat a few guys up there. Victor Bobo, obviously, he has been with us for a long time. He's like DTM, basically should be a DTM expert, but now kind of trying to.
He's the definition of
getting used to
DTM.
it.
He was
Yeah.
that way.
It's pretty much what we come to see. But that's the thing. His name is Victor Bobo. Can he be victorious? You know, in Hockenheim ring?
Oh.
Yes, I'm slapping my knee right now, as I said. Oh boy. Now, okay, so everybody has kind of done their laps. I think a few drivers are about to, go for their out lap. But so far, Parrish, Neller, Sazonov are the top three. Sahin, I think he's been consistent. He's been had the same consistency in testing. So we might see a bit of the consistency coming back, coming to some drivers, even if it was like testing or whatever. So obviously, was it Muhammad? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna probably piss off a lot of religious people, but Muhammad, he's gonna obviously improve, and I just think, could he crack the top 10 with his lap? I know Moratelli might crack like the top. I could say
everyone
top 5.
still can.
No, yeah, I know, but it's just like obviously from the bigger improvements as we've seen, I think Moratelli could crack the top 5, but at the same time, like most of the drivers get really good on their second runs, don't you think?
Yeah, of course the track is improving with the laps coming in. As we've seen Holly Shine going out on the second lap. So I expect a lot of track improvements or lap time improvements over this next laps.
I mean, I gotta say it's really valuable to get the slipstream, and I haven't, when I first saw the laps, did anyone like try to get any kind of slipstream?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So I think that's gonna be like, that's about, let's see, 3/10 somewhere there. You can gain, not like where slipstream activates. So you can gain 2 or 3/10, but at the same time you have to like have enough overspeed, but in the braking zone you don't, you don't slow, you don't compromise on your line, out of the entry or like into the entry. So it's a bit risky right there. Obviously, Clark. Actually, I've been kind of praising him a little bit. He was like good in testing, but this like testing day 2, he just completely said adios to his pace, and that's now he's in top 6. I gotta say, it's so 2-3. Let's see, what is like top to the top 10? It's about 3.5 tenths. So this is a 1 minute E19 lap. I think that's not close. I don't think it's close. It's close as we would have thought.
Yeah, I expected it to be that close, to be honest. But yes, we've seen Shine. Ooh, was a mirror clip. He that got very hard.
Yes, I gotta say, it looks like he compromised his run. The best traction he could have gotten. Well, that's it. He's ruined most of the straight, because again, if you ruin your traction there, you are gonna cost yourself a lot. Kasahin is now okay. Yep. I think that was a good enough corner. Got on the power earlier. It didn't quite hit the curb on the acceleration when it was like on third gear. Now into the braking zone. One of my favorite corners. It's such a tricky corner, because you can lose it. I gotta say, you can lose it immediately. It's you can just throw your car in. He's 3/10 off, so he's not going to be improving. Anytime will be on board for him for now. into the famous Vettel bottle corner. So it's gonna piss
Oh,
off a lot
please
of people.
don't remember me of that. I was very
No,
disappointed when that happened, of course.
and obviously in the 2019 German GP corner where everybody spun, went off in rain. So Heen's gonna come up, and I think that's gonna be improvement. He didn't even improve in the last sector.
Fosbury goes 12th. Derwick doesn't improve. Is Parrish. He's yet again up on his personal best, not yet again, but he's even faster than before.
It's actually good to see that no one is being held up.
Yeah, also Ceresnia stayed in the pits. Parrish
only
lost time.
Yeah, it was only like, what is it, like a 19,000 second or whatever. He was like off. Titkov doesn't improve.
Bobo goes 4th. Mackenzie only P19.
There you go,
fastest.
look at that. There's an amazing lap right there. I knew that he had something in him, but Clark doesn't improve. Ilneller, obviously, a GP for OC originally, and Campana goes to 8th. Martinez doesn't improve. Sturt goes to second. That's a solid lap.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, Bellanova will, and she goes second. Hamid goes to P14. Fuck Hussein, 5th.
My former teammate, yeah, he goes 5th. Adam Wolf, also, as I said, a reliable driver. Xavier V only 5th. No, actually 8th. No, was it 8th? Yeah, 15th. Not any kind of improvement. Adventure's on a lap, but he is quite off his pace. I think, wasn't he in F1?
What? Adventure? No, he's
or F2. Was it F2
related to F1 with being the Red Bull test driver. Also, he's up on his personal best, only 22 thousandths off. So let's see what happens with him.
He actually
goes
was
through the final corner, and he goes 7th.
Okay, so apparently the graphic editor just couldn't see. That's a solid lap by him. So everybody has again done all their laps. So the track is getting bit by bit faster. I think. Could they be hiding their runs with high fuel? Well, I mean, I gotta say, from some of the drivers, like, let's say, I think Wolf, I think he's hiding Turvik. I gotta say, I think he has something in there to give. Obviously, he was it like a Belgium? He was fighting for some podium positions. I gotta say, at least the audience, the crowd is actually into this. They're waving their flags around in a lot of things. So Sazano comes into the pits. I'm not there, so that sucks.
Yeah.
That's a bit annoying. Oh boy.
He is Sazanov, of course, the final ever BTCC champion.
I gotta say,
exist anymore.
Yeah, I gotta say
he's he's
adapted to the touring. The German touring car actually quite well, because I mean it doesn't take much. These cars are a bit wider. They're basically like Giga Kubica. I'm gonna be completely destroyed in the chat soon. But yeah,
Turvik is on track.
The Turvik is going to be nicely on track. Rosberg Audi, and actually yes, it is actually Rosberg's father, not Nico Rosberg, that owns the team. Which is come on, that's obvious, because that would be insane. Such a young guy and already like owning a DTM team. I know that Rosberg owns the what's it called, the extreme, that crazy championship where everybody like flies and goes around in the muddy ground or whatever. I know that very well. Turvik is about to start his lap. I think it's best to get the better entry, kind of go a bit wide and really fast in, get the best traction out of there. So we're gonna start Turvik lap. He's gonna start in like a few seconds. Some drivers take it flat out. Let's see Turvik. Ooh, brave. A little bit of a wiggle going outside. Didn't want to cut the curb completely, so it upsets the rear.
And he has some traffic.
Yeah, he has some traffic. But actually, I think this could be good. He's gonna gain some slipstream. Let's see how much is he gonna gain. He had a bit of a wiggle in the first turn, so he might lose like a half a tenth or probably something. How much does he gain? And look at that, there you go.
But of course, when you come to the technical part, also the motordrome or stadium section, he will lose some time because of that dirty air. You need to take that into account as well. But let's see.
It does look like the guy head is, I think it's Sazonov or no, yeah, I thought the guy head was at least a bit, let's say, as fast as at least fast where he could like help him, but now actually in the end it's kind of hurt him. But oh well, I think at least he set like the fastest first sector of anybody. I think.
Yeah, that's some achievement, I guess. Sturvik comes through the final corner. Let's see if he can improve. I think he can. He goes into P11.
A few drivers starting there. Like Hassahin, he tried to improve on his last run. Could he improve on this run? Doesn't want to really touch the curbs. Everybody is staying off that that outside curb. And what is the last second to last turn? Shaheen doesn't improve. Fosbury coming out. Let's see if he does. No, obviously the Bosch sponsor is more important. The driver names, since I see that better. Let's see, it's Eternia. Is he gonna? He goes
P5.
That's a solid one. That's actually a bit of a surprise.
P11. Oh, Mackenzie's out of last. He's Nella also improving. On his personal best, he goes into P7. Parrish does improve, but only just. Clark does improve. FG goes to P15. Here's Wolf currently in last. Yeah. Now he comes across the line and he goes into P8.
Moratelli now. He had like a good absolutely. He's obviously the fastest guy on track. Packers and a former team, and obviously he's not going to improve. He stays in 6th place. Sazonov, the touring car champ, couldn't do much. Martinez only 19th, so everybody in Homeville doesn't improve. Bobo in 7th.
Bobo 7th.
Titov 16th. Sahin already cleared. Stewart could be the one. I think he was behind. Was it? Yeah, but it doesn't matter now. Let's see what he can do with this, and he actually goes
fastest.
Look at that! There is some time. I just want to see. Did he gain slipstream? Can Flo rewind and see if he gained any kind of slipstream?
No, I don't think so.
No, that is actually just a clean lap. That's a really, really solid lap there. Like a first sector actually was as I think as fast. I gotta say maybe as fast as I think Turvix or whoever it was doing that first adventure. I think has he set his lap? Has he? I think he has. Oh, never mind. He's not. Okay. Adventure is about the pole. Let's see. Could he take pole? No, that's not going to happen today.
The pole doesn't take pole, at least for now.
Like POP. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Martinez. I gotta say, Martinez actually has set some like really average and bad laps. He's like consistently setting. We've seen for top 5. He's like set some really like not any kind of eye-catching laps. I gotta say he has to rework his setup, get his maybe the tire temperatures are not up to spec. Who knows?
Yeah. Also, one thing: the Fosbury era is at last. What a surprise! I think not.
And he's actually the only one who is in the he's like 5/10 off. So that's it's a bit of a.
He needs to improve.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta say, we only have 12 minutes in this qualifying session. So far, we've seen Moratelli set in a banger after that was Sturt, who's now on pole position, actually by 10th. But in this stage, I have to say that's quite a big margin. It's this series is close. You have to remember it's close as it can get. At this point, Sturt I think has had a really good lap, and could he take at least top 5 with that lap?
Let's see, of course.
Because again, we have Turvik, we have Ibobo. There are still contenders at least who can like knock him off. But it just, I'm also leaning to maybe towards top 3.
Yep. So I need to check who actually staying in the pits on the last run here. It was Hamid.
And also, it's a thing like in the braking zone. These cars, they kind of slide around. They do slide around in the front more than as you would think. That's weird, but they do slide around in the front a bit more. Because especially in this track, you kind of need more of the front brake bias to get. You don't have any oversteer and get the best possible. Get the best possible. Not entry, but the traction out of the corner.
Science is ruined, I think.
Yeah, that's not. I gotta say he's gonna wave a few fists, or maybe not. He can't have 3 fists. I don't think he can make a fist with his foot.
Maybe he can overtake him.
Maybe he could do that.
Yeah, look at that. Over a second off.
There, and he actually that was a solid. That was like a solid appetizer. For the race. That's and actually, let's see. Like, look at that. It was Sazonov actually. I need to really get used to these names. Jesus Christ, team and liveries. It's kind of hard because it's like they have the same names. Jesus H Christ. I still have to get used to that. It's and actually a few other drivers now are getting because now Sahin got held up by Sazonov and now Usman.
Yeah, Hamid is...
No, yeah, he's getting blocked.
Yeah, just call him Hamid. It's easy.
It's like a trolley train, but this is really important. So it's like they're not battling it a win in Monaco. Bill Neller is only like 310 sub. It's not. I think it's kind of. Let's see where it's.
If he proves by let's say half a tenth, he would be still in 8th, but he would improve for this time.
Dirt is actually going on for a lap again. So I gotta say, I don't think he's gonna be improving anytime soon. But actually, we should go back on after we finish Neller's lap. Is he gonna finish in the last second? No, actually, he's way off. Mackenzie, the former F1 driver, cracks the top 10. Absolutely fun. The Swede Mevzi doesn't do much. Turvik could he at least no? That's a surprise. I'm pretty surprised about that.
Be out of last.
Yes, he's out of last, so he's in the 4. He's only 4 tenths behind. Ternia was also kind of surprising for me with this performance in the top 5. Can he actually crack the top 3? No, doesn't crack the top 3. Adventure starting his lap for Krisain.
Krisain is not up in this person the best, and he does improve. Same for Ibobo, but Mortelli is, and he stays second, but improves, but only by tiny amount.
So I gotta say, at this point, it looks like Sturt is in a comfortable. Parrish looks like he's on. Actually, Parrish was kind of on a good lap, but only would have, for some people it would have been an improvement, but it whenever Sazonov doesn't improve, he's not gonna improve.
Stays in last.
Tvitkov stays on the last 10 rather than the first 10. Sturt, is he gonna? No, that's just. I think he's actually surprised about his lap. Martinez, can he get in the top 10? Can he do something? Oh boy, I think he was actually no.
Campana P11.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty crazy. I thought he was going to be the one held up. Let's see, but Campana actually in the end was the one who's held up, but it only looks like he was held up in the last few turns. So I don't think that's much of a. Oh,
I think that was a slight mistake for Martinez.
Again, yeah, that's a. He was lucky. He could have gone into the grass.
But big mistake.
I gotta say, if that was wet grass, he would have been like off. Jesus, he would have been like off completely there.
Yep, you have Adventure. I mean, it's interesting that Adventure's not in the rhythm with the others. He's like the last, setting the time all the time. Everyone else is finished when we go into the pits and prepare for, I guess, for the last run of the session. It's adventure, doesn't improve. Yeah, everyone will pit. Or is even already in the pits.
Merci in 17th. Obviously, this was, real qualifying. I think he would have been quicked out in 17th place, like, Q1 or whatever. But we can't have that here, sadly. This is just pure 25-minute qualifying session. This is the best you can get right now. No jokers, nothing. This is not any. This is just pure driving skill right here. No, Morelli. I think he has given so. He has given so much. I think he's actually sacrificed his setup. I think he's actually going for qualifying setup, and also I think Chaternia. They just needs one of these rides I didn't expect or even like to see in like the top 5. I have to say they're gonna be maybe like slowing down like really where the corners really matter. They're gonna be slowing down so much because again you're packing at less downforce. Because again these cars are as light as they can be at this stage. They're ever gonna be so you're gonna have less downforce. Obviously you can go quickly through the corners, but as the race goes on with that heavy fuel load. Oh boy, it's gonna struggle. You're gonna wear those tires. You're not gonna be used to what you're used to in qualifying.
Also said Morelli or not Moratelli.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just headed straight into the codes.
So yeah, that's apparently. I actually haven't looked at the chat quite as much. There you go.
Yeah, who's Morelli? We don't know either.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Morelli. I still have to get used to the names. I'm not I don't live my life on this. Oh boy, that's basically what it is. But the Belgium newer wheel, I think he set a solid lap, but he could set a better lap. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. I think that was actually a perfect first turn, but again, he's going to be held up, and I think we should probably look at Was it Mackenzie, who was on another lap right there? And no, newer wheel's not going to improve at all. It's not going to happen. So we should probably go to Mackenzie, who is behind. Oh, there you go, Mackenzie's, and also Mackenzie.
Problem, I guess.
So it's like
It's like big issue.
Yeah, it's like if this was poker, it would be 2 pair, but Mahzahin is actually the next one who is not impeded and who could at least crack the top 10 or something like that. And he's only one shot, and we have the yellow flag, and we have
respawn.
That was a bit of a
he spun on this outlap.
Yeah, that was an unusual spin.
What happened to him?
Go back. So he was actually hit by Clark.
Oh, he got Clarked. And Clark left was ruined, collided.
And actually, remember, Clark had the same issue with everybody. He was battling almost everybody in testing. It hasn't changed.
Yeah.
This is kind of a in GP4 terms, this would be like 1 in a million chance for this repeating again. Another track, but yeah.
I never saw anything like that in qualifying, especially with someone spinning on the outlap.
No,
Clark's lap goes ruined.
Does he have does he have like at least suspension damage or something?
I don't think so.
Later on, it's not gonna completely. So look at that. I think he's gonna improve. He was only like one. He was the same basically at the first sector. So he should be staying on his lap. That is a beautiful corner, I gotta say, from him. Don't go on the accelerator any faster than you should. So he actually does get direction on the line. Rest on that curb. Could he do it? Let's see. I think top 7. No, let's see. No, actually doesn't.
He lost a lot of time.
He lost like I think it was.
Just wanted to say that the drivers many drivers are losing a lot of time in the final sector. So I don't know why is this happening.
Could there be like a little bit of like? It's not going to improve. It's not going to improve at all. Ustaman Hamid, can he avenge his own spin that he had? He had someone in front of him. I don't think it's enough to impede him. Could it be a little bit of slipstream? Could it be no?
Doesn't
He
improve.
stays in 20th place for
Fosbury
now. Fosbury stays in 21st.
FG.
The Swede
Nope.
doesn't improve.
Sazonov is up on his personal best. You can see that at the top of your screen with the red, green the numbers as he goes into P14. Hussein doesn't improve. Campana starts to slap. Ortelli doesn't improve. Sturt doesn't improve. Parrish also not up on his personal best. I think he won't improve. He stays at P4. Here's Adam Wolf. Currently, where is he? P10 and he stays there.
Bobo
up
now.
next.
He's in the 7th place. My favorite number. Can he break that curse? But he look at that. He's already down on his time. Could he improve in the last sector? Could he do it? No, it's not gonna.
No.
It's not gonna formulate.
We is actually up on his.
Look at that. He was.
Maybe he got that extra amount of temperature in his tires.
Yes. Could he prove Clark wrong?
From last into
P9. Amazing lap. Look at that.
At this.
He was driving incensed to actually make that top 10 happen right there. Martinez doesn't improve. I gotta say, Martinez really has stuck out to me as like one of the. I think he's maybe a journeyman driver. He just hasn't produced anything special. As I've been saying this word like a million times. Campana.
Yes.
Onto the last few corners of this lap, drivers usually lose time that he's already lost. His lap a little bit earlier on. He's sandwiched between two cars that actually have looked like they've gone into the pits, but no, he doesn't improve.
And yeah, if you look at the time, I think that's it for qualifying. So that means James Sturt in his first DTM qualifying session is taking pole position and taking, of course, the first point of the season.
That's actually an amazing achievement. I have to say, he lines up with Moratelli tomorrow, and Moratelli. It seems he might at least kind of catch Stewart, but I gotta say the slipstream effect is just too strong to like get away. So an amazing pole position by him.
Yeah, and also we have the top 3 consisting of drivers who stepped up from BTCC or coming from BTCC. So the experience with touring cars is quite good.
Yeah, exactly. They've adapted absolutely. But actually, only Sazonov, the BTCC champion, 15th. Ooh,
FG's in 18th even.
Huh?
FG's also coming from BTCC.
Oh, I see, yeah. I don't pay attention to those. But it's
Campana
will finish off. Campana will finish off his pit entry there, so you could read.
Here it goes. So yeah, James Sturt on pole for tomorrow. That's a great lap. Caio Moratelli also his first session second. Bellanova will also in her first DTM session in third with Will Parrish in fourth. Kai Svesnia, his first session after his return in P5. Rivki Hussein in P6. Victor Bobos in P7. Will Neller will start from P8. Xavier Wee after improving on his final run after that spin in P9. Jay McKenzie will start from P10 with Adam Wolf in P11, and you can do the rest.
Campana in 12th. Daniel Adventure, the pole, sadly only in 13th. Maxim Titkov, the Russian, only in 14th. Sazonov, the BTCC champion, only in. That's another good lap for him. I gotta say, Saheen 16th. Matthias Turvik. I gotta say, I hyped him up a little bit. Only in 17th. FG, the Swede, and 18th. Clark 19th. Rosetta Martinez, who set some consistently bad laps in 20th. Muhammad Osman Hamid in the end couldn't avenge his spin, and Jared Fosbury, also one of the top contenders for for this season, only in 22nd place. And look at that, I gotta say, there's only 4 drivers that are off by 4. No, wait, let's see, 5. No, that's 5 drivers off by 4 tenths. Could this be just package related? Could this, for some of these drivers, or they just don't have, they just don't know how to drive the car, these new cars yet.
At least not yet. But yeah, that's been it for DTM for today. Of course, tomorrow we will have the race at the same time, so that will be fun. So yeah, that was it. I was the graph remover, Dennis Graf.
And I've been Renz, obviously your DTM lead commentator. And please tune in tomorrow. I think it's at the same time. If Flo,
Yep, it is.
Flo is probably going to correct me on that. So I think it's going to be a solid season opener. Nothing too flashy. Couple of high speed battles and maybe a few dive bombs. Who knows? But please join us tomorrow. I've been enjoying this. But you've made a few mistakes, but it's a learning process. I'm thankful for this opportunity, and see you tomorrow, guys. Peace.